Good morning, friends. It is once again Sunday and once again sunrise, but as you can probably see, I am not at the beach. So some unexpected changes of plans has happened sometimes. So if any of you did go down to Neptune Approach this morning and I missed you, I hope you had a beautiful sunrise. And the good news is about sunrise, it happens no matter where you are. So just over my shoulder here, I'm hoping we'll see some little pink and orange rays of the sun coming up. But I've just, in experiencing the world lately, can't help but keep thinking about what is the truth. The challenging part is everybody thinks they have it. Everybody thinks they know the truth. I think I know the truth. I think that my truth is the only truth. And, I think I'm right. I've long had this affliction of saying, of course I think I'm right. If I thought I was wrong, I would change. And I think that's probably true for a lot of us, but it gets, in this digital age, increasingly confusing to tell fact from fiction, misinformation from truth. And, I've just been feeling called to talk about it, I guess. And a lot of my colleagues, I think, would probably say, well, you can turn to the Bible and that's where you'll find your truth. And there's a lot that's good about that idea. But have you guys read that book? Like, come on, there's a lot of stuff in there that's kind of messed up. This is a collection of stories of people's real lived lives as they experience God and they figure out the world and how to live in it and how to be people of God. And there's a lot of mess involved. So I don't feel comfortable with, prescribing the Bible as, where we're going to find the truth. Is there truth in it? Of course there is. I lean heavily into the stories of Jesus and the things that he taught, the things that we can learn about who God is through these ancient texts, 100%. And, the idea that I'm going to open it up and find the answers to my problems, that's a little bit more complex and requires a little bit of a thought and engagement and research. Understanding the context, where people were coming from in the stories that they told. And I think that's true for today as we plod through life trying to figure out what is the truth and how do we understand that. You just can't take things at surface level, You got to look into things a little deeper. Got to go into that quiet space and listen to your heart, listen to the Spirit, talk to trusted friends. Who are the people who are wise and with big hearts? And how does that influence how you understand truth? My husband and I have this joke because we both have master's degrees. Mine from seminary, his is an MBA. And mine was 90 credits. In order to become ordained in the Presbyterian Church USA, they hold a pretty high threshold of education. And nonetheless, I don't consider myself an expert. So how do we think about who are the experts and who we trust? It's a hard thing, but it's an important thing. Because when we're not digging for that truth in scriptures, inside ourselves, in the media we consume, in the people that we trust, I think that's when we get a lot of this misinformation and a lot of naming and blaming, and everybody just can back it up with whatever website they find. And it just creates a lot of conflict. And in my heart, I think that all of us basically want the same thing. Basically, we want everybody to be okay. We want to be fed and cared for, shelter, want those things for ourselves and for the people we care about. These are the things that Jesus taught. Love one another. And we sure have ventured pretty far from that. Humans, I think, are always kind of venturing far from that. And nonetheless, we have this center, this spiritual compass, if you will, that can always draw us back to what it really means to be human, to what it really means to be truth. Bring our hearts back to the right places. These are the parts where, Scripture can draw us back often, I think, as we read the stories and engage the lives of thousands of year-old people wandering and wondering in the same ways that we are. This is the ways that we can lean into each other's stories, learn from each other, that we can experience this beautiful world. I don't know if you can see these colors, but the clouds are all pink, and there's a lot of good in this world. And there's truth here too. Let's do our due diligence and uncover and tease out the fact from fiction. Let's learn to trust and love one another. And whatever other misinformation is out there, you can feel confident you can find your way through it once you've tuned your compass. I hope that wherever you are finding some space, some nature, some beautiful sunrise, some space to breathe, some rest, some time to check in with your deepest sense of self, your imago Dei, the image of God, with the spirit inside you who always knows fact from fiction. Find that space, friends. It's more important than you know. Grace and peace.